Hello and welcome to the first ever devlog of my space exploration modpack that I'm making. In this one I'm gonna be talking how I made this structure that can generate in the world that has immersive portals, as in non-euclidean structure. First off, we will start with this placeholder dungeon for me to test how immersive portals work in your regular dungeons. So first of all, this structure just generated in this world. Here's it, it's 193 blocks away. And if we go there, we have this structure, which we can just walk forwards and then we fall down, and this is just mines. Again, this is just a placeholder structure. I'm going to be using this method for my dungeons on different planets, because non-Euclidean dungeons are freaking cool. There is one problem with this, though, is that immersive portals are incompatible with like all the ports of sodiums that exist, and there is one mod that kind of fixes this problem. I mean, tries to fix this problem. It is fork of immersive portals called like Immersive Portals Continued, which is like, even though it's on Fabric, it says that it should work with Connector, Iris, and Embedium. It doesn't. It doesn't work with Embedium, and there is no freaking way to tell this guy that it doesn't work with Embedium. The source is just a fork that doesn't have issues, and I just like can't say like, mate, your freaking fork doesn't work how you intended it to work. Well, this is a raw structure, and as you can see, it has 3 command blocks in it. The first 2 command blocks spawn 2 armor stands, and the second one calls a function that is a function of my data pack that I'm talking about later. But the first 2 command blocks are the main ones. Basically, when you press a button, they create 2 armor stands. Why do they create 2 armor stands? Well, when structure spawns in the world, it can rotate in 4 different directions: east, north, west, south, right? And I have to account for all those 4 directions, because I can't just save Immersive Portals entity inside a structure block, because Immersive Portals entities can't, well, their destinations are always fixed and not relative position. Therefore, I have to make a structure that has physical command blocks that would spawn 2 armor stands that would look at each other and get relative positions to each other to figure out in which way structure is facing, and only by in which way structure is facing get where to spawn portals. There's 2 more things though. The structure usually has 2 more armor stands, one for first portal and second for the second portal, and when structure spawns, it kills all the armor stands and spawns portals on their places. If we are getting into more detail, structure rotates 1 armor stand to look at the second armor stand with this command. We just takes armor stand named F and teleports it so that it would face armor stand named K. It checks at which way the armor stand is facing. If it's facing 85 to 95, it means it's west, and it runs the command to spawn a portal that would face west. It just changes its rotation. And the same for south, north, and east. East is a weird one because for some reason it just didn't want to get the rotation for the east, and I just decided that if we did all 3 checks for west, south, and north, and all those 3 checks failed, it means that it's basically just has to be east, because there's nothing else, right? And so yeah, basically when we get the rotation, we just spawn a portal using this abomination of a command. This spawns a portal without needing a player, because usually Immersive Portals has a portal command, but it has to be either executed as a player or as a portal. And when there is no portal, you can't execute it as a portal. You have to execute it as a player, and this was just it shouldn't have been done, right? Alright, now let's go to some planets and see. I don't know why I'm looking at Saturn. Saturn doesn't have anything. Saturn is not a dimension you can go. Yeah, let's go to Mars, and I will show some other stuff that I have already added to it. So another thing I'm gonna show you here is not like as impressive as non-Euclidean dungeons, but basically since I'm making a space exploration mod pack, and Ad Astra as a space mod is very bare bones, to say the least. I had to change planets to be more compelling, to have more biomes and stuff like that. They're not by far finished. Mars. There is nothing changed on the moon yet. I think there is not gonna be very much changed on the moon. It's just going to be the moon with some dungeons. But Mars and stuff, yeah, you can already see. This is a biome that I copied from another mod called Better End and made it to work with Ad Astra planets. I also accidentally made it so that it generates near the ice biome and near the wasteland biome, which makes it look like it's a good temperature zone for not being a wasteland and not being a complete frozen mess, which is, I think, cool. Alright, now let's move to Ad Astra Venus, and Venus actually has way more stuff than Mars. We already see green atmosphere, even though Venus has yellow atmosphere. It's because I didn't get changed. Oh, we're already here. Oh. Yeah, welcome to Venus. So, Venus has two biomes, one from Better End and one from Better Nether. The one we are in right now is Better Nether biome. It has hydrogen jellyfish, which I think I'm going to rename to oxygen jellyfish and add an ability to like right click it with a bucket and get oxygen bucket with it. What I'm a little bit disappointed with is that I can't see any... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here it is. So what you're looking at is a bug. It shouldn't generate like that. Basically, this is a nether biome, and as you know, all the nether biomes are in enclosed area because it has a roof, right? And Better nether biomes took advantage of that and made a tree that grows from the ground and tries to grow to the roof. As you know, Venus doesn't have a roof. So this tree grows from the ground to the top of the world, to like 386 blocks. The disadvantage of it is that, well, when you go up this tree, yeah, as you can see, when you go up the tree, it just cuts off right here on the top of the world at 320 blocks. Which, I mean, doesn't look really good, but you know what, I'm keeping it. A gigantic tree that grows from the ground to the top of the world is like, that's what I wanted to see when I installed space mod and went to like to other planets. I don't want explanation to how it works. I just want a freaking gigantic tree that looks cool, and I want to build a freaking my gigantic tree house all over it. Now let's talk about these clouds. Basically, I just decided to add well, you saw this mod that adds like hurricanes and stuff, a natural disaster mod. Well, I decided to add it to other planets. There are no natural disasters, there will be no natural disasters in the overworld. Overworld will be quite safe actually. But other planets will have natural disasters. And so, yeah, there can be like hurricanes and storms on Mars and on Venus. I decided to add it because, well, for additional challenge. You see, I have asked on Reddit some people of what would they want from a space exploration modpack, and one of the answers was that the challenge of exploring a planet is one of the things interesting about space mods in general, along with more content to the planets, and make planets actually freaking useful, and make me stay on this planet to set up a permanent base, because there is no point in setting up in a permanent base if it just doesn't do anything useful. So I listened to these comments, and I have added content, I have added natural disasters, so that there is more challenge, and I will add a reason to make a permanent base on the planets. And so yeah, this was the first ever devlog of my space exploration modpack that doesn't have a name yet, and I hope you liked it. Goodbye.